For the PSS approved for this week, even though S Rank didn't agree with us, but sometimes he's wrong. We wanted to talk about the Castlevania Part 2 fight of Richter and Alucard versus Drolta. Yes, Tim, join me in applause. Join me in applause. When they tell you Western animation was dead, they lied. They lied. The Castlevania team is proof that hope exists.
It was super.
Yes.
Honestly, bro, I really did like this follow-up series. Like, you could tell it wasn't really heavily based on the lore from what happened in the past, but then when you really look at it, how much could you do? Because it's a 200-year time skip.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's one of the best time skips I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like when Alucard first met Richter, he's like, oh, another Belmont. It's like he's literally seen so many generations of them. Like, bro, like, I'm tired of all of y'all.
Right.
Even when he met his grandfather, oh, it's you, the little boy. Because he's an old man to them.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, the last time I saw you, I was 15. Well, how old are you now? Well, I'm a grandfather.
Right. Oh. I think I was traveling then. It's like, yo, yeah.
No, but the fight was great, man. I enjoyed, of course, the African folklore elements. I got to give it to them. That was very good. Yes, I know it's a stepping stone for something better, and I'll give it the credit for that. But yes, it was brutal. It had magic, and you could also see the difference in fighting styles between Trevor and
Richter, and
because you could tell after when him and Cypher created a new bloodline, you could see how future descendants, like, yes, they rely on their weapons, but they also mixture the magic in them. Because when he did them little ice shurikens, I was like, bro, he's about to be dead. But then the shurikens came back and saved his life. I was like,
yeah, it's like, I guess the pushback I got given against Jory in the chat, I'm like, I get you don't like Richter as much as you like Trevor. That's fine. I like Trevor more also.
Yes,
no, but we're talking about like a moment.
It was just it was like, yeah, it was. It's like, how do I explain it? It's like, for me, I mean, like, the animation wasn't bad. It was great. I just wasn't the story just wasn't. It was just okay. It was just happening. Not to say it was bad. I just wasn't I wasn't crazy about it. That's all. I just wasn't crazy about it.
Then, to be honest, like, I think that's what they explained, because they were during, like, it was during France during the revolution times, but they were not a part of the revolution. So all you really saw was a side story happening in a real time world event. Like, oh yeah, the church, they work with demons.
Yeah, I just I just wasn't crazy about it. Like, I just wasn't crazy about it. It wasn't bad.
But now that this particular part of the story is over, I would say the revolution part, or maybe it's not. What will happen? What will happen for the next following season? Like, what are going to be the shifting parts? Because, to be honest, I do feel like Castlevania handles that stuff well. Because, like, when Alucard killed his father, I was like, so where do we go from here? Oh no, there's definitely more big bads. I was like, and they proved me right.
Mm-hmm.
That whole vampire cult of women that they had.
Yeah, that's how I'm like I guess like, again, I have nothing against something like just being like, hey, this is not for me. But I'm like, when you're like, it's the story is not there, I'm like, I feel like the story was there. Like, even Drolta's motivation and everything. I'm like, they spelled it out perfectly.
I'm sure The Notebook is a great movie. It's just okay. It's just not for me.
No, bro.
This is not the Notebook levels of.
It's not the Notebook. It's no. I'm just saying, as far as popularity, as far as a much watch, it was cool. That's it. I just wasn't like really sold on it. Okay. I just wasn't really. Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. I wasn't. The African folklore was okay. It was cool. I mean, it was dope. Yeah. Like, that stuff doesn't sizzle the water for me. It was just okay. It was cool. It was good. But if you want me to say, like, that girl that you see over there's a 10, I find it to be a 7. That's it. Not bad.
Well, for those of y'all who enjoy Western animation and you wanted to see the Castlevania version of Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, This was it.
The animation was good. It's just like for me, I felt it like it was great animation, just like Seven Deadly Sins animation was there, but like just for
See,
me,
you
I
being
just didn't
disrespectful
connect.
right now.
No, because
No,
you
no,
know
no.
what it is? I
Early
saw this.
Seven Deadly Sins,
No,
not
you're
latest.
still being
Early
disrespectful.
Seven.
You're still
What do you
being
mean?
disrespectful.
No, honestly, bro, there was a funny meme that I saw on Twitter when Richter was like, "I don't care if the world gets plunged into darkness. I just want her back." And Alucard put his hand on his shoulder. I was like, "Nah, bro, nah.
Chill out.
We about to finish this battle. You calm down."
Chill out.
Yeah,
I know you're in
yeah.
love.
No,
Relax. No, Seven Deadly
yeah,
Sins.
just
I think
no, the first seasons. That's what
rewatch
I
them,
meant to
bro.
say.
Rewatch them.
They're not good.
Rewatch them.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool animation. Like, I'm excited for Devil May Cry, but I think the Studio Trigger, it was the same studio that's doing the animation.
Not sure. Not
Not
entirely
sure.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Richter definitely isn't my favorite Belmont.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, bro,
that's
we only
one.
on scene 2, or technically
It
3.
was three
No,
out of eight,
I
technically
mean,
three.
no, well, okay, even if, so I guess I should phrase this better. Like, yeah, Richter's, I don't really enjoy this protagonist as much as the previous seasons. Previous season.
I mean, well,
Um,
he was in a state of how did I get
they
my groove back type of
they
thing.
had great villains. They had great villains for this season.
Mm.
You know, and yeah, it was just that was it, man. That was it. It just I don't know what you guys want me to say.
If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
no,
I
I
just feel
didn't hate.
like
I don't hate it. I
I
just
just
think
feel
it was
like
to me. It was just a 7. It was
some of
dope.
the things you're like, oh, it's this, it's this. I'm like, bro, I don't. How is that a knock? Like, oh, I didn't
What
like.
do you
Yeah,
mean?
because like, bro, like Nocturne season 1, that church fight scene, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like, what would you have wanted? Like, it's like, oh, I got to deduct points from Killer B mopping up Sasuke and his team because I hate Sasuke's team. It's like, yeah, they're all not interesting. Karin is the most annoying person ever. I still like seeing her get mopped up.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Like,
Like, there's like it's good, right? But it's not moving me like it moved you guys.
okay,
That's all I'm saying. That's it.
that's fine.
all
That's
right.
it. That's it. Yeah. And so that's all I can give you. The animation's great. It just what I didn't really care for it as much. That's it.
So
I
I
wasn't
kind of feel
really
like what you're trying to say is
invested in.
we couldn't really connect with the
I
main
couldn't
character.
connect. Yeah, I couldn't connect to a lot. Like I guess for some of the story, like for me, the little girl who wind up opening that portal, I think she should
His,
have got massive consequences.
his cousin.
Yeah, his cousins for what she did, I should have. But we'll see in the next season.
I mean, there is room for redemption, and she did redeem herself.
It was
Yeah,
a little
nah,
rushed, a little
Sam.
rushed.
Yeah, like
It was.
like
Yeah,
when you
but then I have come to
like
realize that
what
has been a
provoked you to
thing.
kill your
Because to be
dad?
honest,
Like,
I don't think this series is getting a season 3. So
Hmm.
you could kind of tell maybe they chose a decision. All right, if it doesn't, let's give us
you have
room to
old man
not.
Coyote that's out there. So I'm
But you just
expecting
never
to see.
know.
But Tim's right. They might have had to like cut it down, dude. Because like you could tell they were gonna do more with that one French Revolution soldier that got turned, the girl. You could tell they were gonna do
Mm.
more with her, and it just doesn't really go anywhere. I'm like, why would you even take the time to have her become like this sentient reborn undead creature to kind of have her off screen eventually? Like there are certain plot lines
Um,
that kind of fell by the wayside for sure.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's getting the praise that it's getting. But yeah, like I like it made me feel like how I felt about Bleach. Like Bleach was never my favorite anime. Like, oh, I'm gonna go, but I have to say Bleach had some very raw fire elements to it. But
Mm,
like for me, the big three was Naruto was definitely king over Bleach in that season of anime.
mm,
And that's how I felt towards it. There's like nothing wrong. It's great animation. It's just I guess the timepiece I wasn't really sold. I'm not a big Victorian era guy.
fair.
You know, like Van Helsing is the only game I could stomach, movie I can stomach, from that era.
Mm.
Like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I know a lot of people like that movie. I I mean,
Yeah,
I just
okay.
you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So yeah, like Bloodborne, people love Bloodborne. Bloodborne is just
Okay.
That's it. You know, that's how I felt about it. It didn't really move me. I just couldn't connect. Just like I couldn't connect to man, what's that season? What video game now? Well, I'll bring it up again once, once I remember. But yeah, that's it, man. But I leave the floor to you guys, continue.
PSS stamp of approval by majority vote.
Majority vote, man. Hey, man, I'm not wasn't here to argue, man. Wasn't here to argue. I was just saying it.